Now Ayrshire Radio Podcast presents Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Welcome back to Ayrshire Insights with me, Elliot Boyce, and as promised, we have a brilliant guest on today's show for this week's Local Legend Spotlight. This man is the owner of Hard Luck Tattoo, and I'm delighted to welcome Niky Brown. Niky, a massive thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Niky. So before we find out how it all started, we want to know more about the tattoo business. So I've got 3 quick fire questions for you before we get started.
You can't say that word, mate. It's Voldemort, mate. Like, I'm very, very burnt out with people asking me questions as well about this. Do you know what I mean?
Probably far too much asking about fire questions this time of the afternoon.
We can't talk about that, mate. We can't say that.
We'll talk about that later on, find out. Right, let's get these quick questions out of the way. Right? So, what is the most ridiculous thing you've ever been asked to draw?
I've been tattooing a very, very, very long time. 15 years now. I remember when I started tattooing, it was in the bedroom. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I'll tell you the truth. And I'm sure it was a Nike sign on a woman's crotch.
All right.
That was pretty strange to encourage her to go to the gym. That was strange. That was strange.
There we go. And what about...
You wanted the truth, mate.
Listen, that's what we're asking for here in Ayrshire Insights. Now, a dream celeb you'd love to tattoo or avoid?
I don't think I'd avoid any. I've tattooed quite a lot. I'd say celebs and stuff like that over the years. But what I want to tattoo and down the line probably be Post Malone. He's cool. He's a cool cat. I like his...
So you'd like to do that one?
Yeah.
And the worst typo you've ever almost inked?
All the guys in the shop know this. I can't really spell that well, man, so I tend to avoid doing lettering. There's other guys in the shop that are really good at that, so if somebody comes in and they're like, can you do a quote on me or something like that, I will pass it on to one of the apprentices or someone else because I'm not very good at it, mate.
Not very good at the spelling, right? Okay, so just if you're getting a tattoo and you don't want
come
to spell,
to me, man, for that.
Ask for anything spelling.
I'll do a portrait of like your kid on your chest or something really nice, but don't ask me to spell that.
Don't have to write anything. Just write a random name. Great picture, but I don't know who the name is. Right, okay, we've heard about his tattoos, but we're going to find out a lot more about Niky Brown very soon.
Now streaming
Ayrshire Insights, hosted by Elliot Boyce.
This is Now Ayrshire Radio.
So, Niky, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Kilmarnock. I'd say Short Lees. It was a nice place to live, I guess. Yeah.
So, what was your first ever job?
I've not really done too well with jobs. I've always been sacked for jobs. I've not really dealt too well with authority in my full life. And I was always good at drawing, so I was like, do you know what? I'm going to do something maybe a wee bit different that I can work for myself. And that was a long time ago, and back then there was only like maybe 1 or 2 tattoo shops in Kilmarnock. So you couldn't really get like apprenticeships or that.
Did you go straight in, so obviously good at art, good at drawing, was tattooing just in your head, or did you do anything else artistic?
I grew up in bands. I played in bands all my life, so like I was always around it and people were getting tattooed. My mates came in one time and he got a sleeve done and I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Who done it? How did I do that? So I went to try to get apprenticeships. Everybody told me to go away pretty much, and I started myself.
And so you mentioned earlier on you started in the bedroom.
Yes, I a lot of people do apprenticeships now. We do them in the shop for young people, but I was one of the guys that started in the bedroom and started at the bottom and just went for there.
So what sparked the idea of Hard Luck Tattoo? Where did that come from?
You can't say these words, man.
What sparked
It's Voldemort, mate. You can't say these words. I'm burned out, mate. Come on.
Oh, jeez. Right, okay.
Hey, you don't laugh, you cry. You know what I mean?
So what I was going to say what ignited that. I'm not going to Right, so where did the idea of Hard Luck come from?
It's just a lifestyle, innit, Hard Luck. It's just, I remember seeing it on a CD, I think. It was an old band, and I just thought that was a cool sentence. And I've got it everywhere now. I've got it tattooed on my knuckles. I think I've got it tattooed on my leg. I don't know. I've got it tattooed quite a few different places.
So that was just, so did you start that from doing your first tattoo when you were doing that Nike tattoo?
Mate, I've done
nothing at that point.
I've done everything like you can think of. Like I started back when, do you remember Blade? Mm-hmm. Blade 2, like that was such a cool thing, and I've did like tribal. I started way back when everybody was doing that, and then it progressed into like Japanese tattooing, and then there's all this fine line. Actually, like I will mention, like the shop's not just mine; it's my partner's, Kirsty Donald. Me and Kick do it together, so she's, I'd say, the owner as well. But she does a lot of fine line, and all the guys in the shop do loads of different types of tattooing.
Amazing. So when we talk about Hard Luck Tattoo, was that something that, when did you grow that brand? Was it right from day one, or did you develop into it?
Yeah, I'd say for day one, I just wanted to have like a name associated with my tattooing, and I just felt it was a cool name, and I kind of went for there.
Right, okay, so we're found out about the early days now. Clearly there's been a lot of big wins, and there's also been some real devastation. And we're going to find out about that and really understand the journey and what happened with that.
Tune in live every Sunday from 10 a.m. for Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Only on Now Ayrshire Radio.
So, Niky, what was your first big win?
Biggest win, I think opening our first tattoo shop. Me and Kirsty, we opened it in Titchfield Street in Kilmarnock, and then it could progress through there, and then when down the line, one of the cool ones, probably, I got a phone call for the management for Lewis Capaldi to do some tattoos for the guys. I went up and spent a few days with Lewis and the guys, and do you know what, they're lovely people, and I'd say they're friends of mine now, so yeah.
Nah, brilliant. I think I actually remember seeing that in socials at the time, doing the Lewis Capaldi band.
Really cool guys. He's a lovely guy.
Brilliant.
Shout out Lewis, man.
Shout out to Lewis Capaldi. Right, so now we've spoken about big wins. I think a really important part of this interview, with it being so current, is talking about obviously the devastation which happened in Kilmarnock. Yeah. So you started off in Titchfield Street?
Yeah, I've still got a shop in Titchfield Street. It's we turned it into a barber's. It's called Hard Luck Barber Co. So that's still open now.
So you went from Titchfield Street, so you then bought the property. When did you get the property that burnt down?
Last year. So we bought it last year while my partner was heavily pregnant. So we had Ripley 3 months ago now. So it's been a busy time for us, obviously trying to open up a business and then having a kid at the same time.
Totally, and to make matters worse, that phone call, can you take us back to the moment that you found out the shop was on fire? What was going through your head at that point?
I'm quite a positive guy. Like, if you know me on a personal level, I like to keep positive about things, but that definitely was one of the worst moments of my life. Just seeing it, everything we built up, and it's not just me, it's all the other guys in the shop. There's 8 of us that was all affected by this, and then there's the likes of Project Pop-Up Scotland next door. My mate Barry Drummond, he runs that, and good friend of mine, and seeing their business deteriorate as well was terrible.
Really devastating, a massive shock for Kilmarnock. I think everybody had seen it on social media.
Crazy. It's actually crazy.
The fire was just roaring, and horrendous to think of all the work and hard work that had gone into building what you'd done. Now, talking about the shop, so I'm taking the shop for you, especially with your creativity, it would have meant more to you than just a shop. So what did the shop mean to you and your team beyond just being a workplace?
Well, we spend like every single day in there. Well, nearly some of the guys. It's a good place as well for like people to come in and chat, like for their mental health. And even if you're not even getting a tattoo, people drop in and say hello. Like when you do tattoos for people, you build up a great relationship with them, and it's nice to help others as well, not just myself.
Now, going to your clients, obviously a massive, important part of any company, especially with tattoo being so personable. How do you think your clients and kind of fellow artists within the shop responded? Did you feel a lot of support flooding in from the early days? My social media and like my phone and stuff hasn't stopped going. I think I'm at like 500 unread messages in WhatsApp at the moment. But if you're listening to me, I just say thanks very much, and I'm sorry I've not got back to anyone yet. And listen, going on now to the Just Giving, and I think that was something that really hit it by. And I think it shows the people of Ayrshire and what Ayrshire's like. I mean, we're a proud community that everybody rallies together. What made you create the Just Giving link in the first place?
I just had loads of messages for like friends and family. Well, like, look, why don't you set up a GoFundMe page and we put it up, and it kicked off. It's amazing. It's just incredible what Kilmarnock done for us. Even Ayrshire, with people like contributing everywhere, like other businesses, with guys who like Brandon for Tempura and all the local
friends of the show.
Oh, I love Brandon. He's a great guy. He's really a really good pal and a mentor of mine. But loads of different businesses helping out, posting about us in socials. And do you know what? It's nice to see people stick together in a bad situation.
Now, going through the process of that GoFundMe link, and obviously the number continuing to rise, how did you feel? Because I remember looking at it even just personally, and was keeping and just watching obviously what was happening with the news, and it was jumping considerably. How did that make you feel? Obviously, in one side of it, you're looking at the property that you've lost everything in your eyes, and then to the other side, you've got all this support. What was going through your head at that point?
It's like you start with nothing, don't you? And then like you get everything. Like I had everything 2 weeks ago, and now I've got nothing again. But just like, I think like having the support of like everyone around us and everybody contributing and helping us out, it just shows you like it's the shop's not just a tattoo shop, it is a community, man, and it's nice to see people care about us, and it's brilliant.
Now, over £28,000 on the GoFundMe link, which is just incredible.
Insane.
What is it you plan to do with that money?
So the money gets split directly between 8 artists. There's 8 of us. I've had an artist in the shop, an apprentice of mine that's only been working a year, but I didn't think it was fair that the money shouldn't be split equally. So everyone took £2,900 each, and that should cover equipment. The standard price of a tattoo machine these days is about £1,500. You can buy them off eBay for 40 quid, but they're no that great, you know.
And for those who don't know, I take it that like your GoFundMe, there's fees and stuff attached.
Yeah.
It down.
We got about 26,000 back, so we split that directly between us, 2,900 each, and then the remaining money was for like a floor in the new shop. We've bought like a wee bit of wet wall. Well, as I says before, man, we had everything 2 weeks ago. Now we've got nothing, but we're happy to get a wee place and try and start again.
What would you say the biggest challenge has been since the fire, and how are you moving forward?
I think it's like meeting people and just putting on a brave face. I hide a lot of my feelings with smiling, do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people, but I think you just got to be positive in life these days, and if something does bad happen to you, like it'll get better, man.
Has this changed kind of how you view your art, your process, your goals?
I'm just really grateful for what I have now. Like I lost all my paintings and stuff. I've been painting and drawing for my full life, and I've been collecting a lot of flash and tattoo flash and stuff I've collected at tattoo conventions for all over the world. So I was really proud to display that in the shop and show different people what I've collected. And that's gone, but again, like I'm just happy everyone's safe and that's a big thing for me.
Totally. Now, you talk about you. There was obviously other businesses round about you as well. I mean, have you got any shout-outs for them, any friends?
A huge shout-out to Barry Drummond for Project Pop-Up Scotland. He does a lot for the community. He's a really good friend of mine. He took me for lunch the other day. I was feeling a bit down. I was in the shop doing a bit of painting, and they come in to see me, and he was like, "They guys have been in helping us as well. They get access to their place it was directly next door to us. They get access on Monday, so I'm going to drop in and see them and help them out as well. So shout out to the guys. They're great."
Was anything recoverable
out of my shop?
Yeah,
not one thing. Oh, that's a lie. We got a sign. We got a sign back. It's a wee bit kind of thingy round the edges, but hopefully we're probably going to put up that in the new place and put a wee plaque below it and stuff like that. So yeah.
So talking about the new place and obviously how you move forward, just before that, if you were to get a tattoo, right, so we talk tattoos, and I know you're a creative guy.
Yeah.
If you were to design a tattoo inspired by this experience, what would it look like?
I'm going to get a tattoo. It's going to be a phoenix, because you can rise above your problems, can't you? So I think that should push you on mentally. So yeah.
Be the phoenix, rise above. Is that your slogan of the day then for people?
That's it, man. Yeah, you just got to be positive in life. If something bad happens to you, that's the main thing for me. We just need to move on and get back to work, and everybody's got families and kids to feed and stuff like that. So we'll get the new shop open. I will announce that on social media when it's ready. So if you want to follow me and have a look for there, yeah.
So plug your socials.
Yeah, it's just at Niky Brown, Niky Brown, and then the hard luck. It's just hard luck tattoo Kilmarnock. You can type us into Google and you can find us that way on Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that.
So we talk about the new shop. What was the journey then from going from having the shop that you obviously burnt down only a matter of 2 weeks ago? It's scary to think that was only 2 weeks ago. But how have you gone? Where's in getting your new place? How you managed to secure that so quickly? So
it was in 4 days we got it. We got absolutely loads of people messaging me, phoning me. My phone didn't stop. And just people try to help us, which is really nice. Like, people saying, "Look, I've got this shop. It's been lying empty for a few years. Do you want to take it? And you can do it up." And we met this guy, and he was like, "Look, this will fit everyone." It was a reasonable offer. So we just, honestly, I'm not being picky at the moment. I'm just been grateful for what people have done for us and stuff like that. So we took it on. It's just off Bank Street in Kilmarnock. It's a nice big space. It's nice and clean. It's a nice safe environment. So, and there's going to be absolutely millions of fire extinguishers as well.
Listen, got to get the prep in place. Now, we've spoken about the devastation of that, and obviously your big one. What would you say, and it doesn't need to be about this situation specifically, what's your proudest moment so far?
Proudest moment?
Yeah.
I think it was like back to the shop. Like I've worked for a very long time, saved money up as most people do, and to buy something and it's yours was a proud moment for me and my partner Kirsty, and then to see it disappear within 4 weeks is I think it was 4 weeks, around that mark, is absolutely crazy for your mental health. But as I said to you before, man, keep positive. Things will get better.
Now, running a business, there's obviously challenges. You've experienced a challenge that no other could probably amount to, and very little of the listeners could ever have
I could mention a challenge, man. I work with a guy called Gary Chapman. He's a shout out Gary, man. He's a challenge every day. He's absolutely mental. He's from New Kilmarnock. He's brilliant, man. So I shout out Gary, man.
I can totally get that. As a guy that also works in Kilmarnock, I know exactly. They're brilliant, mental.
Salt of the earth, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we've found out a lot about the journey there, and I think it's been really good to open up and to understand what you'd been through in just a matter of 2 weeks and the devastation of that, but amazing to see what the people of Ayrshire can do and how they can build you up. We are going to be, listeners have been in touch earlier on with their bargain of the week. Next, I'm looking for you to let me know what your bargain of the week is, plus finding out what drives Niky to give back locally just after this.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast.
Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe now.
It's time to talk community, charity and Ayrshire pride. But Niky, before we find out about your links to the community, the listeners have been in touch with their bargain of the week, right? So I'm looking for you to tell us, what is your bargain of the week that you've managed to get for a tenner or less?
Right, so one of the boys in the shop, Mike Noah, Mike absolutely is like, when he tattoos, he's very about kitchen roll, so I just keep buying them cheap kitchen roll for TikTok, and it really, really annoys them, man. You've got to use about 20 quid of it every tattoo, man. It's that bad.
So when I get these every week, people come in with their bargains of the week. I get the TikTok shop as the quality just there.
I'm not being negative, but it's you better go into Asda.
There we go. Get your local shops or supermarket. Right, okay, that was Niky's bargain of the week, and every week we're going to be doing that and looking for you guys listening to get in touch. Right, Niky, back to you. Why support local causes like us here at Ayrshire Radio?
I think it's just nice to support local in general, isn't it? Like, the power of social media is great for that. Like, if you've got like a few followers, to like, if you see somebody like a restaurant or like just anything, just share it, man. Like, it takes 2 seconds, it's free, it puts eyes on other people's businesses and stuff like that. I'm all about that. Like try to help people out on social media, and if anyone's ever struggling with anything, feel free to message me, man, and I'll happily share it for you.
Brilliant. Now, we've got a big thing in here at Ayrshire, and it's that local feeling. What does that local feeling mean to you?
It's just a nice feeling in it. It's like, it's just class. It's like going to your mum's for a steak pie dinner in it. I went the other day for dinner at my mum's. It was nice and just relaxing, and that's for me. That's a kind of local feeling.
And also, obviously, Ayrshire's been massive for you. We spoke about it earlier on with all the people of Ayrshire donating and putting things through.
Thank you very, very much for that. And it's not just me, it's everyone in the shop. There's 8 of us, so the money's been split, and we're going to buy tattoo equipment and get this new place back in track.
Brilliant. Now, okay, so we are going to finish with a fun round and find out what is next for you, Niky, and what is next for your business, and we're going to do that just after this.
Now streaming
Ayrshire Insights, hosted by Elliot Boyce.
This is Now Ayrshire Radio.
Every week we get our guests to play 5 fast ones. Are you ready?
Aye.
Right, let's go. So what's your favourite takeaway?
I like a Chinese.
Song that always lifts your mood?
Saturday Night Fever.
Best thing about Ayrshire?
Just the community.
Weirdest moment at work?
TikTok toilet roll.
And who plays you in a movie of your life?
Well, I want it to be Brad Pitt, but I look like Jack Black, so there we go.
There we go. Right, thank you for playing 5 fast ones. We're going to be asking our guests every week to get involved with that. So, Niky, back to you. What is next for you and your business?
I think we're going to try and open up. It's on 7A Bank Place in Kilmarnock. We've not announced that in social, so you're the first guy I've told.
Brilliant.
Hopefully all the guys can get back on track and get back to tattooing. And we're all in today. This is I think it's our 8th or 9th day in a row in painting and putting floors in. All the guys are in the shop right now painting and stuff like that. So we're pushing it on to get ready in a few weeks. And the council's in next week to hopefully tick it off. They're giving us a temporary licence and stuff. So they've been really good with us. So grateful for that, man.
No, fantastic. And I think that it's something that it's been such a journey and having everybody rallying about you, and it's great to hear. I mean, as again, you're giving us an exclusive. I've not announced it yet, but next week we have actually got the Chief Executive of East Ayrshire Council coming on, Ayrshire Insights. So we're going to be asking him questions and opening it up to the community if anyone's got questions for him. So I'll be telling everyone all about that very, very soon.
I've got a question for him. So I've been shooting to try and get a tattoo convention in Ayrshire for a very long time. Tattoo conventions, I'd get like a 50 tattoo artists for all over the world. We'll all do tattoos, we'll have music, events, stuff like that. So if he's there and you want to mention it to him, tell him to get in touch, man.
No, brilliant. Well, listen, everybody, we're going to put a social post out. So if you've got questions or anyone has got questions, if you're listening in, then get on the socials. It's on Now Ayrshire Radio and Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce. We're going to be looking for you to get in touch with your questions, and we'll be doing it live. So you can also WhatsApp us 01292 623 232 when we've got Eddie in, the Chief Executive of East Ayrshire Council, and that'll be next Sunday. Right, okay, so you're saying about Ayrshire's future. I think that's something that you want to be part of Ayrshire's future.
Yeah, 100%. I think I want to push this tattoo convention, and the plan is to give 100% of it to a charity in Kilmarnock or Ayrshire in general, and try and push the town back to where it was.
We talk charity. I take it there's some charities that are close to your heart.
Yeah, I donated to Megan Space last year. That was a mental health charity. I done a tattoo flash day. I think there was hundreds of people, like literally hundreds of people queue up to get tattoos, and I donated the money to that charity. That's hopefully helped them out. So yeah, that was one thing I done. That was cool.
Fantastic. Listen, really appreciate you, Niky, coming on today.
Aye, man, thanks, Elliot.
It's been great, and I appreciate you. I know it's not easy as much as we've had a laugh as we've gone through it. I totally get the devastation of what happened.
Can't say that word, man. It's like Voldemort, mate. So
stop mentioning it. Take it out, everything.
Aye.
No, listen, I totally get that. It's a really devastating thing that happened to you. And I mean, you as well. I mean, it's a massive impact to Kilmarnock. You were mentioning earlier a listed building in Kilmarnock that's been about for countless
forever,
years,
man. No longer moving alive. Let's see, the full of King Street was shut down, so not just affected us, it affected every other business in the area. So hopefully they can get back on their feet too, and back to trading and providing for their families and stuff like that. And that's what it's all about. So yeah,
absolutely devastating. Listen, really great to meet you. Really great to hear the story, and I think it probably opens up a lot of questions. I mean, you get people where there is a situation. There's a lot of people who are there with you, and some who wouldn't be with you. And I think it's been good for you to explain just how everything's been, where everything's going. I mean, the challenge in this, as much as the obviously the interruption and how the donations had come down, and when you actually whistle it down to the 8 people that you've got working with you, it's in a massive amount, but it doesn't whittle down to a lot considering the interruption and actually the impact to you. You were mentioning the cost of some of the machines alone, and the fact that going through this process, I mean, you talk about insurances and stuff like that. It's not just as simple as it getting paid out, is it?
It can take, because it's a police matter and stuff like that, it can take a while. So I just want to get back to normality. I want everybody just to be back. It's just in general, Kilmarnock, just everybody just to move on and just to be happy and get back on track.
Niky, before we finish up, I mean, I'm sure you've got a lot of shout outs to people wide and close to you. Who's your final shout outs and thanks in the show today?
Yourself for bringing me here. Thank you very much for that. The shop's going to open soon. 7A Bank Place in Kilmarnock. Shout out to every single business in Kilmarnock in general. As I said to you before, if you ever need anything from me, you want help with anything, give me a shout, man. I'm your guy for that.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast.
Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe now.